Let's see what you need to know about romantic love for June 2025. Thank you, Spirit. What does this collective need to know about romantic love in June 2025? What does this collective need to know about romantic love in June 2025? Okay. What I'm getting is that it actually really starts with self-love, and we will talk about more of like, you know, your own mind, body, spirit in one of the other parts, but I'm just getting that a lot of the romantic love that you want to call in, or so this is whether you're single or in a relationship, honestly, a lot of what is going on is based on you internally and how honest you're being with yourself and making sure that you're feeling seen and heard and understood. And it's really important that you feel seen, heard, and understood by yourself. And then also that you are working to be seen, heard, and understood by your partner, if that's what, you know, if you're in a partnership or in whatever type of romantic relationship that you're in. If you're trying to choose a partner, like really reflect on, does this person make me feel seen, heard, and understood? Okay. And part of this is also having the willingness to be vulnerable so that you can be truly seen, that you can be truly heard, that you can be truly understood. Because I'm seeing that you have the tendency with the Four of Stars to sometimes hold things back. And then maybe you're not feeling seen, heard, and understood, and then you maybe feel resentful of that, but it's because you're also not being vulnerable. You're not sharing everything. You're worried perhaps that if you share your full self, that you'll be seen as too much. Maybe you'll be seen as too little. Maybe you've been told in the past that you've been too much. And I'm getting that this is about letting yourself be brave, to be vulnerable, but also to come forward in a way that isn't too like snappy or sassy. Sometimes when we really want to be seen, heard, and understood, we are almost like acting out in a way. Okay, I'm getting that there's like maybe a little tendency to do that with the Page of Wands. Okay, and I don't know if I had said this is the Strength card. I just feel like this is a significant thing that is going to be kind of setting the tone for this month. Let's see what else we need to know for love. So it's like whatever you're trying to call in with love, it really does start with you. It really does start with you. And that seems to be a big focus for this month, is really making sure that you're seeing, hearing, and understanding yourself. Okay. And then like when you feel like you're not being seen, heard, or understood by others, checking on how you're presenting yourself and trying to like temper your anger on it. I feel like there might be times where you get angry, and if you really are checking, like anger is like a secondary emotion. Your anger is probably covering up your fear of being misunderstood, or your resentment, or maybe it's shame. Like your anger is probably covering something else. And I think this is an invitation for you to dig into like, how is your anger trying to protect you? Okay. That's really coming forward a lot about this like romantic love energy. What else does this collective need to know about romantic love in the month of June 2025? Yeah, honestly, I feel like it's really just reiterating what I was just saying, because then look at how this, with the Judgment card coming out, it's like surrendering to this and really like trying to decide, are you gonna allow yourself to really be like open and seen, even though it could be scary, even though someone might judge you for it, right? When you're vulnerable and you let somebody in, you could be judged, and that can be scary. And maybe in the past, with the Three of Crystals coming out, you are feeling like people in the past have told you that you were too much, or they used what you showed them against you, or things like that. So what you have to do is use discernment. Is this person that you're trying to be vulnerable with, are they trustworthy? Allow a little bit and then see. And if you feel like it's unsafe, then you can decide, okay, I can protect myself. And I can protect myself by no longer continuing to give this person energy, right? You don't need to just, if what you're constantly having to do is fight or flee, you're having to fight, or you're fleeing, or you're freezing in someone's presence, is it because you're being triggered from the past, or is it because this person is an unsafe person, right? And so kind of check on that. if they're an unsafe person, then your job as the adult version of you is to protect yourself by removing yourself from that person, removing that person from your energy. They're not in your life anymore, right? But if you're like, no, actually what's coming up is there's some things that are triggering me from the past, or maybe how they're responding to me sometimes isn't working for me, and I can communicate this, right? And if you can work through these things, I do see with the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck, this potential for so much more love to flow. But it all is really starting with you having this secure self-love. So I know a lot of times when we're looking for like a love reading, we want to see like who's coming in, what's happening. But what I'm telling you is that this month of June, for some reason for this collective, your priority is self-love. And then however that then is playing out in your romantic life, it will play out. But what's happening for you right now, you might be frustrated about your romantic love life. You might be, you're seeing like the things that they're doing or not doing or whatever, and you're missing how you're playing into this. 8 of Crystals on the bottom of the deck. This is also Jupiter in Gemini. So it's kind of like these final lessons, perhaps, with Jupiter being in Gemini before Jupiter moves into Cancer. That transit, maybe that's going to be big for you. Cancer is a very emotional sign, and Jupiter is going to expand this. Because Jupiter is like an expansion planet. So as Jupiter moves into Cancer on June 9th and is going to be there, there's a little retrograde, but Jupiter will be not right away. And don't worry, it's not. A lot of times we get scared of retrogrades. This is not going to be one to be too like scared of, but Jupiter will basically be in Cancer for about the next like year, a little more. And I think like, Jupiter is going to highlight the areas where you need to like really allow that emotional self to be there and like allow that deepening. And you're kind of moving into that space as opposed to being in your Gemini energy, your head space, your air space, okay? And this is going to be an opportunity for a really good new beginning for you, Ace of Wands, and how you move forward in love. We have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands, but it's all based on you. Are you going to choose to allow this? I just saw 2222 on my timer as I just said that, okay? Is this the path that you're going to walk? This is the divine path. Is this the path that you're going to walk where you allow yourself to see, feel, hear, understand you, and then therefore become vulnerable and allow others to do that? Or are you going to allow your past wounds to rule over you? You know what to do. That's, I think, what we got for romantic love. So we're going to take a look at what things look like for you for friends and family love next.